It's one thing for a long-term care community to have a resident council. It's quite another to have a resident council that works the way it's supposed to, for the residents, by the residents. Often, it takes work to make that happen, a concerted effort to foster healthy council interaction, involvement, and overall participation. That's what part 4 of this video series is all about, highlighting tips and tools that can help your resident council be everything it can be. Now, not every tool will work every time, but by now, you know that's because resident councils are all different in their own way. What works for one may not work the same for another. But by knowing what's out there, what other communities are doing, and what's possible at yours, you can tailor just the right program to meet your need. We'll start with scheduling the meetings. Now, it may seem obvious, but let the residents pick. Meetings should be scheduled when it's most convenient for the most people, often after a popular activity. Once the meeting time is set, coordinate with staff to make sure they can work their schedules around the chosen time, and then keep the meeting date and time as consistent as possible. Before the meeting, it's important to make sure people know about it. Write up a flyer with the date, time, and location, and post it wherever it makes sense. Bulletin boards, activity calendars, put it in the halls and common rooms. Use the in-house TV station if there is one. Residents can't go to the meetings if they don't know about them, so make sure that's not an option. You can also enlist staff to help make sure residents are out of bed and dressed in time for the meetings. And when it comes to staff, consider inviting specific staff members to each meeting so they can talk with residents and answer questions. Make sure to get the full council's approval first, though, and give the staff members plenty of notice. Staff is there to help. During the meeting, try to stick to the agenda and make sure everyone has a chance to speak. You may want to address quieter residents by name. Consider nominating an Employee of the Month or Most Courteous Staff Member. Have a certificate printed and displayed, a small gesture that can make a big difference. You might also want to offer snacks or a low-cost meal during meetings. These can be paid with resident council funds if they exist, pending a full vote, of course. Meetings should include an agenda to help keep them organized and focused. Agendas should be written and distributed a day or two before the meetings so everyone is prepared. Staff can offer suggestions on the agenda, but the council should provide most of the input for what's on it. Most agendas follow a similar pattern. They begin with introductions and a warm welcome. They often include a review of the council's purpose and reasons for the meeting. That's followed by a review of what happened at the last meeting, the minutes as they're called. This helps new residents get up to speed. Thanks and praises may come next, during which residents express appreciation for what's been happening in the home. This part is optional, but it can help set an upbeat, positive tone for the meeting. After that, the informational piece. Officers and representatives talk through resident concerns, needs, and activities. Committees may offer updates on their work. Then unfinished business, following up on unresolved issues from previous meetings. Here, it may be helpful to invite a staff member to listen and offer thoughts. That's followed by new business, new ideas, new concerns, new ways to improve quality of life for residents. Any guest speakers might be heard from next. And then there should be time for resident concerns, which the council may refer to a grievance committee, social services staff, the ombudsman, or another resource qualified to help. Make sure to include time at some point during the meeting to excuse your guests. All non-residents should be asked to leave for a portion of the meeting so the council can discuss items privately. This includes staff and family. Before the meeting closes, there should be space for news, information on upcoming events, programs, or services. And then the meeting closes, often with a thanks and some amount of social time where residents can enjoy refreshments and follow up in a less formal environment. Through it all, try to coordinate with staff. This can be key to making a council work well. Schedule time during each shift when staff can work on resolving resident concerns presented at council meetings. Encourage staff to remind residents of upcoming meetings and ask them to help residents get there. It's the responsibility of your community's administrative staff to consider and respond to every request and suggestion made by the council. And if the answer is no, they need to give a reason. That's because resident councils are intended to matter at long-term care facilities. They're meant to help people live autonomous, full lives and to give them more of a voice. But of course, they're only as good as their members make them. Hopefully, these tips can help make yours even better.